I think I'm live. What's happening here? Can anyone see me? Let's have a look. These things are always... I can never get these things right. Some people are waiting. Am I live there, everyone? Hope I am. I never get these things right. They always make me nervous. I was going to share it and everything. Okay, Jess Ward already with a super sticker. Don't know what a super sticker is, but thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Welcome. If you're in the chat, give it a like. Say g'day. John Bailey, ready, bang. This is all happening. All very exciting at the moment. And I am one exciting guy. It is fair to say life is going well at the moment. Henry Mullet with my very first super chat. That's right. I am monetized. You have no idea. Let me give you some context on why I am so excited. Give me a couple of minutes. No, don't give me a couple of minutes, but you know what I mean. I'll just, this is awesome. Thank you, Henry. Henry has been a huge supporter of the Aussie ArmWrestler. Boy, oh boy. I was actually qualified to be monetized quite a few months ago, and something just kept going wrong. It just kept going wrong, and I kept getting denied, and then we worked it all out. And it's finally happened. And as you can see, my very first super chat, Henry Mullet, he is an up-and-coming puller here in Australia. Keep your eye out for that name. He will be a guest on the Aussie ArmWrestler podcast sooner rather than later. What else is happening, man? I'm just so excited. I'm just losing my mind. I won't bang on too much about monetization, but it's just exciting. I don't do this for the money, as you can tell. But I just love it. But welcome to the Ready Bang live stream. Happened to wake up this morning and seen that Larry Wheels' personal record and Coresports have gotten together and they're doing it again. King of the Table 2. Bang! How exciting is that, guys? If you're in the chat, give us a g'day. Flick the like button. Let all your friends know. I was going to share it on my Facebook that I'm live, but hopefully everyone jumps on. How good is this? King of the Table 2. Well, Jess Ward with a super chat, ready, bang. Quite a massive one, $30.99. You are a genuine rock star. And I'm not going to lie, I love that woman. I absolutely love that woman when she comes in, showing a lot of support there. Thank you very much, Jess. Whenever I talk about my wife, that's her right there. It's out there in the open. But is everyone excited? John Bailey, you have no idea how good of a dream would that be. John has just put in there, soon I can quit work like Blue. That'd be amazing. Of course, that is every arm wrestler's dream. But when I first started the Aussie Arm Wrestler, I never, ever thought it would get to this stage. But boy, oh boy, a little part of me did. This little cap that goes on Dynamite just thought you can really make it. And bang. And we are on, and I'm so excited. So excited. King of the Table 2. Coresports, they're going again in November. Do not clash. Do not clash with Over the Top. Please do not clash with Over the Top Australia. I need to attend both events. And we're going to go through some potential matchups, some improvements that could happen, and I need your input. And two things that must happen on King of the Table 2. Now, the pay-per-view thing, everyone in the chat, did you buy the pay-per-view? Let me know. I certainly bought it. I certainly bought the pay-per-view. So many people were live streaming and not live streaming, giving it away for free. All this hard work that the arm wrestling community. I think we are in an absolute hot spot when it comes to arm wrestling. You can bet on arm wrestling through State Kings. We've got pay-per-view events happening. It's just a sport to be around at the moment. Let's Let's have a look. Aussie ArmWrestler new pickup, best announcing team ever. Thank you, Ray Finkel. I'm going to touch on that a bit later on. Adam, if you love your job, success is much easier. Absolutely. And that's why the 2 a.m. startups, to do a podcast and things like that was not hard at all. Drinking a beer at 2 a.m. sometimes is very hard. Good on everyone that's jumped in the chat, and it seems to be all the regulars that comment on all my videos. Guys, if you're a subscriber of this channel, I cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough for bringing me to this point. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Now we'll go on. Keep the comments flowing, keep the likes going, and I will go on about King of the Table. I want to go through some potential matches that I think will happen. We could honestly make a 50 to 60 match card. And that's just being generous. I could make a genuine 100 match card. So what I think should happen is the pay-per-view should be over. Instead of paying $3.99 or $4.99, you should pay like a $15 one, and this should go a bit like WAL. Go over six things. Bicep flex. We're in lockdown at the moment. Bang! We're in lockdown. So the biceps are getting smaller at the moment. So I think if you do a 4 or 5 match, 4 or 5 event card, and you pay your $15 and get everyone over there. I want to hear what who everyone wants on the card. I've got my card because I don't want to stack it too much. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. And that was very hard to dense it down to 6 matches, but I took a lot of effects in there. There's so much that wants to happen. Let me know in the comments who you think should be in this one. Who do you think should be in this next one? This is so exciting. I mean, we've got the Engan Terzi event coming on the weekend, which is great. Every time I open up my social medias, it seems to be seeing that everyone's having tournaments across the world. I'm seeing highlights left, right, and center. Too much arm wrestling is happening, and it's amazing. It is so good. So good, so exciting. But the way I'm going to start it off, I'm starting off with a battle royal. I am starting off with 4 elite pullers, and if they can all get roughly to the same weight, I reckon this is where the match should be. Now, if anyone's been following Thea Resick and Marlon Kleinsmith on the social medias, they are proposing in December that a top 8 for the women, and they've announced those 4. They would love to have those 4 there. How good would that be? How good would that be if we can get Thea Resick, Marlon Kleinsmith, Gabby V, and Sarah Backman in a 4-woman battle royal? The 4 of them, a semi-finals, a grand final, they flip a coin, bingo, whatever, pull it out of a hat. I reckon that would be, first of all, getting Sarah Backman on the card is elite, and a lot of people, there's the first hit that gets your first lot of initial buys. I'm doing the job for Coresports and Personal Record at the moment. Hire me, guys. You need to hire me. Absolutely hire me. I think those 4 should move it from December, get them over there to Dubai, where I believe the next event would be. Get them over there, get them up and about for sure. Everyone in the... I'm just trying to keep up with all the comments. I will miss them. Feel free to throw in a super chat here and there. I'm very excited. I've got a couple. No, I'm very happy. So that's how it started off. I mean, Sarah Backman's looking good. Marlon is super strong. Does Gabby V win it all? Who would win out of those 4? Thea was deadlifting something ridiculous the other day. The 4 of them just look good. The 4 of them just look hungry. And the 4 of them want the spotlight, need the spotlight, deserve the spotlight. Larry said in his live stream he wants Oleg, so maybe Devon versus Oleg Lefty. Okay. Sap the Beat, welcome. Cleveland Dedina, 19 viewers and 17 likes. This is good. This is great. The fact that everyone's tuning in, that is great. RVJ versus Europe, game over. Devon versus Gennady. Ray Finkel's always in the chat. He's a big, yeah, that's all right, Ray, mate. You've been a huge supporter, so that's okay. Thanks, Cleve. Thanks for coming in and just liking the video. That's all right, mate. You have a good night. So that's my first match. The 4-women battle royal. Practice pulling champ. Cheers to you. $2 super chat. Practice pulling champ. Good luck to you on the weekend against Matt Mask or Logan Paul, whoever turns up to Turkey. Thank you very much. Second match that I want. Well, first of all, who's winning? Who's winning my 4-woman battle royal? Is it Fia? Is it Marlon? Is it Gabby? Is it Sarah? Go off power, go off arm wrestling, go off styles. And if they can all meet roughly at the same weight, around the 85 kilos, if they can all meet there, I think Gabby wins. Maybe. I do love Marlon and Fia, who have been guests of the Aussie ArmWrestler podcast. I'm very, very happy with that. Very happy with that. So let me know in the comments who you think will win with that match number 2 that I've got booked. Now, this is going for excitement. If you want excitement, so we've brought people in to watch a awesome 4-person battle royal. Uncle John's arm wrestling show has popped in with a $15 super chat. I sound like you now, Uncle John. Uncle John, the inventor of the live stream. Everyone catching on, but he is killing it. And of course, Uncle John's going to be on my channel. For those that don't know, Uncle John and I have a huge bromance. And if you haven't seen, actually I was very excited for this and probably flooded his inbox. I was a bit harder than Chinese algebra, if you know what I'm saying, when I found this out. Uncle John is, he's got an Arm Wars match, COVID dependent, in September, I think it is. He's going to go over there against David Bradford. So on behalf of Australia, we don't like you, David Bradford, because we love Uncle John. Uncle John's been an absolute superstar. He's built that relationship with Cobra Rhodes. Cobra pulled live on his channel. That was fantastic. It was brilliant. So yeah, thank you very much, Uncle John. And every time I get knocked back from monetization, I message Uncle John and we share our love for wrestling as well with our wrestling figures and things like that. So thanks for popping in, Uncle John. So going back to match number 2, excitement. We've got the 4 women kicking off with a bang. Second match, we need that tension rising in excitement. And we're going to bring in the Jedi, Giannis Amelins. The Jedi. And he's going to come in with the Elite. A big fan of the Aussie ArmWrestler. He's been on the show twice. I'm talking, whoa! The Hale Razor, Jeff Hale. Giannis Amelins versus Jeff Hale is match number 2 on this card. That needs to happen. If you want excitement, pure finesse arm wrestling, grit as well when it needs to happen, those two in the lightweight division, I mean, they both just look phenomenally strong. They both look awesome. They both look like they would rip each other's arms off. And I do love that. Who would win out of Giannis Amelins and Jeff Hale? That is my match number 2. Now the crowd is pumping. Everyone loves to watch both of those. Who's winning, guys? Jeff Hale? Giannis Amelins. Two elite pullers. Both been on the show, which I'm very, very fortunate. Just so exciting. Now, how that match would go, I will do breakdowns and pretend cards, mate. I will probably do one video a month on this event coming in November. That's who I'm booking match 2. The way I book arm wrestling matches is I take a bit of my wrestling background, my pro wrestling background, the Hulk Hogan stuff, the Ultimate Warrior, the Macho Man Randy Savage stuff, and that's how I try and book a card. So I'm starting with a battle royal, then I'm starting with excitement. Then I'm going for a grudge match next. That's right, you want tension, you want excitement, you want it all. It'll be exciting. It was flogged to death at one stage. We are talking the 3 letters of doom, RVJ. And he's going to pull That's right. You guessed it. Ryan Bowen. I think that match, I want to get RVJ back on the show. I love the way RVJ and I have a banter, and everyone knows my relationship with Blue Bowen was MC at his wedding the other day. So a couple of weeks ago now. So everyone knows that. So this isn't to stir the pot or anything. I was really excited to see that match. I really wanted to see that match. See those two go head to head. Look, either way, you've got to get them both on the card. You want eyes on the channel. Them two on YouTube are fantastic. RVJ is just entertaining as hell. He is strong. He is so strong. So strong. It's just ridiculous the way RVJ goes about it. And then to take on Ryan Bowen. Ryan Bowen always wants the trophy fish. What bigger trophy than the best middleweight in the world? And that's RVJ. Until I can't see anyone being the best middleweight until they really beat RVJ, a super strong RVJ. Hopefully we'll see him on the table soon. RVJ is a beast, an absolute beast. But how good if I got this card going and we could bet on these ones? I mean, so far it's just out of control. So far it's madness. I couldn't tell you confidently who would win each match. Now, the next two art matches, they're questions I want to put out to you guys. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Let me know either way. Does Coach Ray, Schoolboy, and Larry Wheels, do they all have a match on the card? Do they all get another match? Obviously, Larry Wheels being his event, I feel he's stronger on the left hand. So he'd want a left hand match and a left hand match that he'd win. Adam Hasty, 20th of November, my birthday could not be better timed. Is that when it is, the 20th of November? I only saw November. Lockie versus Chance Shaw. That would be good. Bowen and Trent Maloney sandwiches. Ha! Oh, yeah, Lockie and Chance. That'd be a pretty good match. A couple of people have said that, which is good. Now, does Coach Ray get another match? Is he going to go back over there and train again? Is Larry Wheels going to go for another coach? It's Larry Wheels' event. Larry Wheels gets another match. I haven't booked him a match. That's for another video. Because I'm deciding whether Larry pulls another arm wrestler or if Larry Wheels pulls a YouTube star, Juji Mufu. That's what I think the match will be. And then Larry gets a win. That's how I think the match will go. The first build-up. And this is just all speculation and guessing from the Aussie ArmWrestler. This was only released like 5 hours ago and I couldn't even sleep. I was hanging for this live to come. You're talking about over the tops, the 20th. Okay, yeah. Alrighty. So, the Schoolboy get a match. Obviously, with more eyes on the TV. Are those two... Is it always going to be Larry Wheels and Schoolboy? Is Alex Top Roll going to have a match instead of Schoolboy? Because Alex... Oh, there it is. There's another match. There's the other match. The match that was supposed to happen. Coach Ray pulls Alex Top Roll. There's another match. Let me write that down. Coach Ray. There it is. I've called it. Yes! I've picked two matches. Those two matches will definitely be on the card. They will definitely be on the card. I've got it. Yes! Bang! I reckon I've picked two matches on the card already. Yes! It's good when you sound things out and you've got fantastic people watching the live stream to help you out. This is unbelievable. Thank you very much. What do you think of that one? Because I believe Coach Ray was supposed to pull Alex Top Roll, but Alex Top Roll was injured. He pulled at the Ultimate Arm Wrestling League event, I think it was, a couple of weeks early or 3 weeks early, and just pulled up a bit sore. Yes. That is good. Let me know in the comments, everyone, how that match is going to go. Let me know. That's brilliant. Nailed it. So Larry has a match. He's pulling Juji Mufu. I'm calling that. And then we're substituting Schoolboy. Schoolboy's not getting a match. I mean, this is speculation. I believe Schoolboy would get a match. If you bring over Alex Top Roll, you give Schoolboy a match. I don't want Schoolboy to pull a YouTube star. I want Schoolboy to pull an amazing athlete. Mid-level elite. Just knocking on the door to elite. Who do you think Schoolboy should pull? Let me know. Who do you think Schoolboy pulls in the next event? Let me know. What's everyone got? Daniel Urick, good to see you, mate. You've been a huge flag bearer for the sport of arm wrestling lately. Throwing, just really investing in the sport. Good to see you've jumped in the chat here. We're just talking about King of the Table 2. Very, very excited about this event. So I'm not bringing in another YouTube star. I know Larry will pull Juji, and that'll be your YouTube stars. But I've got something that I'm going to speak about. I've got 2 things that must happen. And this is what will eliminate the YouTube stars. But we'll get to that a bit later on. Pump the brakes, guys. I've still got 3 matches to go. Schoolboy versus Pork Chop. Yeah, Curtis is doing pretty well lately in Canada, isn't he? He does a really good voiceover. Remember the old VHS videos narrating, and you'd watch the previews, and it's like, one man, one mission. Yeah, he sent me a few of those. Yeah, I like Pork Chop. I've called a few of his matches, 1 or 2 of his matches for him. I quite like him. Shout out to you, Pork Chop. Adam, that one guy, what is Jeff get away? Well, talking about the Jeff Hale match that I predicted earlier, well, they would all have, weights to meet at. Jeff's a very heavy lightweight. I know it's a contradiction. But, they would agree to something. It would be a very heavy lightweight where they don't have to cut weight. So, not 203, that's middleweight. I was going to say like 170 something. I don't know, I'm a kilos type of guy. So then the back half of this card that I want will be the back half, the big heavyweights, the super heavyweights. And I mentioned earlier, not in this video, another video, was watching Neil Pickup's live stream. I quite enjoy it, and geez, they're so much fun. I don't get to watch them all. But Jerry Caderet was on there. My man, Jerry. Go check out, if you only get one little snippet, it's at the end. Go check out my interview, my podcast with Jerry Caderet. It was hilarious. He tells this eating competition story. Or this eating, I think it's an eating contest. Or an eating challenge story. It's at the end. If you fast forward to the end, that's fine. Go check it out. It is so hilarious. But I want Jerry Caderet to pull at this next event. Pardon the pun, but he is hungry. He is ready to go. He wants it. He absolutely wants a match. He wants to cash in on everything that's going on. And I don't blame him either. Arm wrestling is building. And I love it. I love it. So, I've got him pulling Trubin or Gennady. Trubin or Gennady. Do I want 2 big, bulky guys in Gennady just stuck in the middle of the table? That really interests me. Or do I want the Giants hot roller versus the strongest flop press in the game? I like the conflicting styles. So I think I'm going to lean towards Trubin. I think Gennady's very exciting, but we might fit him in the card a bit later if we can fit him in. But let me know in the comments. Who do you want? Who do you want Jerry to pull? Out of those 2 picks that I've got, I think 6'7". No, not Trubin. Vitali. That's who I meant. Vitali, 6'7", top roller. Not Trubin. Trubin's an inside. Yeah. Oh, I've lost it. Daniel Urick, is there a date? I just know it's in November. I just know this event's in November. Going off the poster, if you look at the poster on my screen, it just says November, so I'm not sure where it is. Welcome, Mean Machine. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Thanks for everyone that's sticking in the chat. Daniel, it's in November. So Vitali, forget I said Trubin. Vitali. That's 6'7", 6'8", 7'4", 8'9", however big he is. Want him pulling Jerry Caderet, and Jerry Caderet with the flop press, getting in there, bang. Yes. Yes. I want that match. That match potentially could happen as well. I'm excited. I hope you're all excited. That's a huge match there. Let me know in the comments who is winning every single match. Ray Finkel doesn't have the hype. Can you remind me what that was about? Daniel Finkel. Ray Finkel, you've wrote doesn't have the hype. Don't know what you mean there. I can't remember what we're talking about. But you just go back and let me know, champ. Let me know. So let me know. Okay, quick recap before I get into my last two matches. Quick recap. Fia versus Marlon versus Gabby versus Sarah. Bang. Huge round robin. Then I've got Giannis Amelins versus Jeff Hale. Then I've got the grudge match. RVJ versus Ryan Bowen. Coach Ray versus Alex Toproll. Larry Wheels versus Juji Mufu. Jerry versus Vitali. Daniel, they need to stack the hell out of that card. They will stack it. But I think you don't want to stack it too much. I think they can do this over maybe four or five events and you pay like $15. I don't know. That's something that I need to go on how Core Sports and Personal Record should do it. Do they have a 15-match card and the event goes for like 5 hours? It's a real interesting comment. What do you think, guys? Should we have events over, say, 4 weeks and get a stacked card? Or do we get a huge one-day WrestleMania type 15, 16 matches on the card? Let me know in the comments. Mingas and Coach Ray are supposed to have pulled already, I think. Why not a King of the Table too? Why not? But I think Coach Ray will pull Alex Toproll. I think. Yeah, it's good to have like decent pullers, but you need people where you'd want to pay money. So we're at this stage where who can I get? That's like that boxing match. Everyone wanted to see Logan Paul get knocked out. And he didn't. It was a super hug fest. It was a cuddle tickle fight. But you need to get people in. Is Coach Ray, that's a good match. Absolutely, that's a good match. I think Coach Ray is good enough to be paid for. Did I get on TG here against Larry's janitor? Whoa! Yeah, get Daniel Uric versus Larry's janitor. All right, 2 matches to go. I'm going the Monster Michael Todd. I'm bringing him back. The Monster Michael Todd. I'm bringing him back. I am bringing him back. Very impressive the way he handled the last bit. He's straight back in the training, ready to go, and I love it. And I've got Monster Michael Todd versus Dave Chafee. Dave Chafee. I've got that. I think that there'd be another match to see again. And obviously that changes. I think. Still not sold. It could change. I think he beats Levan at top 8. I think he does. There's just something about Dave that I'm super interested in. I think he beats him. I really think he does. Then, obviously you want Devin versus Dave to see who the best arm wrestler in the world is. I mean, that title itself will get people paying their money. We finally get to see who the number 1 super heavyweight arm wrestler in the world is. I get it. I love it. I want it. But I'm going Monster Michael Todd versus Dave because my main event that I want, that I think will be super exciting, that I think will be great. It just has to be Devin versus Levan. It just has to be. I think the prospect of a Devin versus Dave, best in the world versus Devin versus Levan, no disrespect to Dave Chafee, but I think more people are just wanting to see that match. I think because we've already seen in WAL format, we've seen a Devin versus Dave Chafee pull. We've visually seen it. Not that we don't want to see it again. Boy, oh boy, my mouth's watering thinking of that matchup. A Devin versus Dave rematch. But to get more people buying the pay-per-view, we have never seen a Devin versus Levan match. And that's why, regardless of what happens at top 8, I believe that's the match. That is the main event, and I'm sure they are throwing money left, right, and center. let me know in the comments. Do you think... let me know what you want to see. What have we got? What's the point of that from Sap the B? We've seen it. Yeah, I think the having the title, Devon versus Dave. Are you talking about the Devon versus Dave match? Or are you talking about my Monster Michael Todd versus Dave Chafee match, Sap the B? Let me know. And then, yeah. Let's see, Hermes versus Michael Todd. Far better match. Hermes is a great puller. Obviously, after this event on the weekend, everything changes. Of course, everything changes. If Hermes comes out and smashes Matt Mask, then yeah, then he might take the spot. But I think Dave Chafee gets a match, Sap the B. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Hermes goes on the weekend. I still think Matt Mask takes that one, but Hermes is looking jacked. Hermes versus Monster rematch sounds cool. Who would you predict winning the match? Says Zane St. Andre Jackson. That's a cool name. Very cool name. If that Devon that was at Dubai turns up to pull Levan, Devon wins. Devon wins. Devon wins that match. There's just something about that Devon that we just saw was unbelievable, was fantastic. It just got you in all the right places. It was amazing. It was super strong, super excited to see. Madness. I still get like, for someone that wants to make a living out of talking, that performance from Devon sometimes makes me lost for words. Let me know in the comments who you would think would win out of Devon versus Levan. Devon is just so intelligent. I think now he is just studying for this match. You know, he comes out and he's super entertaining and it's pancakes this and mac and cheese that. And, you know, he's not training hard, but he is training hard. And the mind games and everything. Levan looks super huge, but yeah, Zane totally agrees with that. A nice bang in there. Thank you. Mean Machine Arm Wrestling, too tricky for Levan at the level of power. Yeah, I think Devon wins. I think Devon wins. It'll be good. It'll be a really good match. It'll be a huge match, and it's something that we want. But that's how I want the main event. If I'm looking at a business point and I'm booking the card and I want people to dive into their pockets and, you know, give it the old heave-ho and throw money at the pay-per-view in able to build the sport. See, what you've got to understand is at the moment with the pay-per-views, it's not about making money. It's about making enough profit to fund the next event. So once they get to King of the Table 6, 7, 8, that's when they can start. I'm sure they're making a profit, but it's not panic stations at the moment. You know what I mean? So if they go, oh, we only made $500, so long as they've made enough to fund the next event, get the next lot of pullers over, broadcast rights, this, that, and the other, core sports, we all buy the pay-per-view. I think that's the main thing that to keep King of the Table going. I hope WAL get their brand on it again. What does this next King of the Table do for WAL? That's another interesting conversation. I still believe in here that I still believe WAL is alive and well and ready to strike in 2022. I don't think they're coming back in 2021. Mean Machine. So, hang on, let me go through the comments. Yeah, so Sap the B, Levan 6-0. Yeah, cool. And I like hearing other sides. I like hearing both sides. Because, I mean, when I was predicting Devon versus Monster Michael Todd, my predictions changed like 1,000 times. Any chance we'll see you commentating at the next King of the Table? I think Devon over Levan, not easy though. Aussie ArmWrestler and Neil pick up as commentators for King of the Table too. So, in my two things that need to happen in the next event, my number one thing that needs to happen is, yes, we need the Aussie ArmWrestler to be with Neil, pick up and call this event. I need people power. I need all of you to message Core Sports World. I need all of you to message Adam Silver and Larry Wheels and just say, get Aussie ArmWrestler over with Neil Pickup. You want to be watching and here already? Bang! Oh, that would be my absolute dream, and I feel I would peak. Everyone knows that I love Neil Pickup, and everyone knows that I love commentating, and of course, like, there'll be no swearing or anything. I feel I'm articulate enough to get it going. I'm clever enough to make it funny. I'm energized enough to make it happen. This needs to happen, and I need everyone to help me out and let them know. You want to see the Aussie ArmWrestler commentate this event live. Of course, that crappy COVID thing is in the way, but I would have to try and convince my wife, even if I have to pay my own way over there to get there. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. If I was having a third member on the team, I'd love Uncle John with the team. But I am saving him to hopefully pull at one of these events. So I'll jump on the commentating table. And that's what it should be. Neil Pickup and the Aussie ArmWrestler going bang and deep inside and wizard tits and whatever it is. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I would absolutely love to happen. I think it would be exciting. I think it would be epic. I really think Neil and I would gel. Neil is a fantastic man, and he will come on the Aussie ArmWrestler podcast at some stage, but Neil is doing fantastic things on his channel, and I go over and support it as much as I can because, you know, some people want to pull against Devon, you know, as their idol. As a commentator, Neil's my guy, and, you know, and now becoming out there on the arm wrestling scene in the arm wrestling world. Yeah, it might sound like I'm sucking up to him or things like that, but I just don't care. If you can work with the person that you think is, like, he is the best commentator in the game, and he's almost the best commentator in all sports. I think so. I think the excitement that he can bring to arm wrestling is amazing, and that is one of the two things that must happen. Please, Adam Silver. Please, Larry Wheels. Please, Call Sports. People power have spoken. Kind of. The Aussie ArmWrestler spoken, but I wouldn't mind if it was people power and if everyone can get on board and help out. Let me get in the comments before I go back. What have we got here? Yeah, it would be. I'd love it. Sap the B. WAL won't be the same when it comes back. Devon contract has ended. So has Michaels. They aren't planning on rejoining from what I know. Two bigger stars gone. With that, I think contracts will be different. So those contracts were for years long. I think WAL will say, hey, can we sign you for the 600 series with a clause saying if you are the champ at the end of it, you are signed on for the 700 series. I don't think they'd be signed on for a year, and then there'd be negotiations to go with YouTube and things like that. I would be all over that. I think WAL's alive. I think they can get all their stars back. But in saying that, if they... The thing with sport and the thing of beauty of sport, in the 90s, it was Jordan. And then Jordan retired. Oh, the NBA won't be the same. But it was. And we had Shaq and Kobe Bryant. If Devon and Michael don't go back, if they don't go back, it creates new stars. It gives guys. So that means the people that are here move up to the main event. We can focus on something else. We can have a whole day on middleweights and things like that. And it gives all these people that are grinding, that are pulling in backyards, that are pulling under tents, and they're driving 4 or 5 hours. It may give them a chance to get on the card. Mate, it's like when the UFC brought in the Ultimate Fighter. Just make sure your match is exciting. You're either dominating people that are superior to you or your match is exciting. I think WAL are still in a great opportunity, and that's why I really should be taking notes on these. There's another video in itself. WAL, I'm writing that down. So many videos. Okay. WAL won't be the same. But thank you, Sap the Beat, for your comments. Johnny Cooper, power and technique is better than just power. Devon has such great table IQ where I don't see losing any more than 2 rounds. Yeah. His ability to adapt, adjust, and learn. Yeah, 100% I'm with you on that one, Johnny Cooper. Zane St. Andre Jackson. Cool name. I'll keep saying it. Cool name. Do you think Devon versus Levan can possibly happen as soon as November? Seems like that would mean Levan pulls Devon in the middle of top 8 season, and I kind of doubt Igor would be cool with that. Look, first king of the table was WAL. For this to happen, I think PAL will need to have their logo on it. So if you notice on the poster, oh no, it's got WAL. Forget that. There goes my no. It'll be a huge. Yeah, it'll be a huge reason. I can't see it happening, but my glass is always half full. In fact, it is overflowing, as I always am, with optimism. But I think it does. I don't think it happens. What have we got here? What's next? Yeah, Eagle will never release Levan during the middle of the season. Sap the B. You're probably right. Mean Machine Arm Wrestling. Neil and his floppy dog. Laugh out loud. If everyone in the world loved Neil Pickup, he would still be underrated. Yeah, he's that good. He's that. Yeah. I want to share all the stories about Neil and my journey when I can finally get him on the podcast. We do need you with Neil. It's got to happen. And I believe the only way it can happen is if the People Power come in and help out. If the People Power come in, help me out and tell and just bombard them. Every time there's it, like I think there's posts up now. So it's like, if you go in there, Aussie ArmWrestler needs to commentate, Aussie ArmWrestler. And then People Power can speak. They're great guys. And I'm not bummed if it doesn't happen, but that's just my ultimate goal with all of this is to work with Neil Pickup at a huge event. That's my ultimate goal. I don't want to be the heavyweight champion of the world. I don't even want to be the best puller in Australia. Although I do have third place left arm amateur 2019, 80 to 95 kilos, superstar. But I would just love to have that. I want Devon to win, but I don't think anyone's beating Levan. And that's the argument not the argument, because we're not arguing with each other. That's a conversation I love having. Now, the last thing, second thing that needs to happen. The first thing, as I banged on for a bit, Neil and I, calling that would be so much fun. I was very lucky enough to watch the last event with Ryan Bowen and Todd Zilla. Like, that's how amazing things are going for me. I was invited to 2 watch parties. I got to jump in 2 watch parties. Got to jump on ARM TV. Gary Roberts doing fantastic things over there. Got to jump in with them and Uncle John. Uncle John invited me over. And I was speaking to Cobra Rhodes, Travis Bajan. Then with Ryan Bowen and Todd Zilla for the majority of the event. Like, from a guy that just screams ready bang, you have no idea how much I am loving all this at the moment. But the second thing that needs to happen, we need this one particular person to pull someone. We need him to pull someone. And if we can get him, and I just want to sap the B, why don't you want to be the best arm wrestler in Australia? Stay positive. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I hate losing. But sometimes, like, if my time's divided, I'm focusing on the commentating side of things. You know what I mean? Of course, anything I do, I want to be the best. I want to be the best husband to my beautiful wife. I've won awards at my job. I want to be the best employee. I want to be the best commentator. The best thing like that. When I'm arm wrestling, I hate losing. So I still train, and I still train pretty hard. The last couple of weeks, all the gyms are closed. But yeah, don't worry about that, mate. I'm the most positive bloke you will ever meet. If you go back and hear about the Aussie Arm Wrestlers last 16 months, then you'll have a better understanding. But yeah, thank you, Sap the B. Right. Keep getting distracted by the comments, you legends. The one person that needs to pull, they need to pull at this next event, and you will absolutely smash box office events, is John Brezink. I think if you can get John Brezink to pull at the event, obviously let John handpick who he wants to pull so he gets an exciting battle, but then gets the win. I think that's how That's how it would go. Andre Roteriu, I don't think it's allowing me to show your comments. So it's been held for review. So it's not allowing me to show that comment. I think because you got a swear word in there. Sorry, mate. Thanks for popping into a super chat because you can't get your comment going. That's funny. Max thought, get big and beat Levan. Oh, I would die if I got big. I couldn't get that big. I couldn't get that big. I mean, I don't think I could. Even if I just ate garbage the whole time, I don't think I could have got that big. To get as big as Levan. Does anyone know what Levan is at the moment? Yeah, I've seen posters set to be John competing at top 8. But I've also heard conversations that he hasn't been competing at all and he's basically retired. I know that's an old poster that was advertised ages ago, so I don't know if Eagle's holding him to contract obligations. But yeah, but that's just a thing. I think if you advertise John Brzenk, I think that's why Eagle's going hard. I think he's still hoping he gets John Brzenk. I would love John Brzenk to come on the show. But yeah, that's a really interesting one to see if John's still under contract, even though he hasn't pulled anyone. Has he just been sitting back training and just having his small group of people? I know John likes to keep to himself there in Arizona. 175 kilos. Yeah, I'm 94, so I would basically have to double my weight, and I'm not in a hurry. I'm actually trying to lose weight. I want to get down to 85 kilos. I just like to be lighter. I don't like to be this heavy. I want to be a bit lighter. Yeah, I'm with you, Jack Daniels. I think he's retired as well. But yeah, if you go on social media that Sap's Sap's talking about, there's posters of him. I think David was he supposed to be pulling David? I think he was supposed to be pulling David in the 95 kilos, but that's an old poster. I remember seeing that poster when I was first building the Aussie ArmWrestler, or even just before that. So that poster's quite old. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. So let's run through the card, and as I am punching through the card, you tell me who is winning. You tell me how my card is looking. First match was Fia versus Marlon versus Gabby versus Sarah. 4-person battle royal. Bang! Kick off the show. Huge. Then we're going for the excitement. We've got Giannis Amelins versus Jeff Hale. Next up, we've got a grudge match, RVJ versus Ryan Bowen. Then we've got Coach Ray versus Alex Toproll. Then we've got the YouTube match with Larry Wheels versus Juji Mufu. Then we've got Jerry versus... Who's Jerry? Jerry versus Vitali, which would be fantastic. Monster Michael Todd versus Dave Chafee, and of course the main event, and you could almost put that main event into my what needs to happen category, and that is Devon versus Levan. And of course the things that need to happen, what have we got? Sap saying John versus Ron Barth would be good. Yeah, watching them two, could absolutely watch them two arm wrestle all day. Those two would be fantastic. Let me know in the comments, everyone, how all those matches. What do you think of the idea of the Aussie Arm Wrestler and Neil Pickup working together? Sap the Beast getting all these predictions going, and some, I think most of them are similar to what I'm thinking, but I might do a proper breakdown predictions video another time of that. WAL moving forward. You guys are giving me super ideas, but I think all those things need to happen. I think all those things are exciting. I think, yeah, what have we got? Max Thor's got Gabby, Ryan, and Schoolboy. Thor versus Eddie Hall. Aren't they boxing around there, or is that October? They're boxing in like 100-something days. What's 100-something days? June, July, August, September, 90. I think they're boxing in October. Yeah, bring them over. Bring them over. We're just building this card. Let's write that down. Thor versus Eddie Hall. V. Eddie Hall. Yeah, why not? Chuck it in there after they punch 7 shades out of each other. Sap, RVJ easy. Larry Wheels easy. Sap B's got Coach Ray in a war. Vitali. Monster Michael Todd. Zane, my man Zane, He's got Vitali. He's like a bigger, stronger Matt Mask. And Matt got round on Jerry, so I'm going for Vitali. Who would you have Devon pull if not Levan? Zane, if that's an interesting one. If Dave beats Levan, then I've got Dave pulling Devon. But Devon needs to have a match. So I think we need to have a bit of East versus West type thing. I think that gets the conversations going. A Gennady could slip in there. I think Gennady would be next. I know Monster Michael Todd would want the rematch. I don't think we want the rematch on number 2. Maybe number 3. At the table, Brock, my man. If you've got a few minutes, guys, go to At the Table. His name's Brock Lewis. He's from the other side of Australia. He's just a good dude. We've spoken a few times. Yeah, he's just a good guy. So if you get a chance, go subscribe to At the Table. He's just a good guy. I got plenty of time for him, actually, and he'll be on the show in no time. He did pretty well in the state titles over there in Western Australia. When is Aussie ArmWrestler competing again? Want to see another super match? Yeah, I don't know, because the last 2 or 3 weeks at my state, I live in Victoria, near the bottom of Australia. We're in lockdown at the moment, and the gyms aren't opening till probably next week or the week after. So I would like a good 4-week hit out. So I'm still carrying an injury, but left arm never gets injured. I think that's why I'm always winning, because I can always train on that. But yeah, as soon as possible. I like having matches. Win or lose, I like having them. So Sap, I will have a match hopefully within the next month. Yeah, hopefully in the next month I'll cut down. Yeah, and see how strong I can get. What else is... just got to get Devon on the card. Absolutely, Zane. Devon goes on the card. He has to be on the card. Yeah, because that's what brings people in. Devon, Devon is almost at that stage. Hulk Hogan was at this stage. Michael Jordan was at this stage. You don't know the sport. So when people say, I do wrestling. Oh, that's that thing Hulk Hogan does. Oh, you like basketball. Oh, that's that thing Michael Jordan does. Devon is almost at that stage where it's like, arm wrestling. Oh, that's what that Devon guy does, isn't it? Devon, I think Devon almost has to be on almost every card. If he's not, then he's got to be involved somehow. And I think that's where the Aussie Arm Wrestler misses out. I don't want to put it out there, but you know what I mean? So it's like they would have Neil and a top puller commentate. I mean, they should have the Aussie Arm Wrestler, but yeah. Devon versus Vitali. Left hand. We got to have left hand matches. Left hand is where it's at. Left hand is the greatest. We do need to have it. Michael versus Gennady would be exciting. Repulsive gravity. Like, I could literally make 100 matches on both arms. We could just be shooting them all. I just tried to, from when this came out, I thought, bang, I'll put it on there. Let's have it go. Then we've got Coach Ray versus Uncle John. I'd like to see Uncle John on the stream. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. I'm just so excited that the super chat button's there. You don't have to super chat me, but it's just exciting that that's there. That's so good. I missed one. Jack Daniels. Aussie Arm Wrestler needs to put up his legacy trophy on the line. Mate, I would be tempted to do it to the highest bidder. The highest bidder, and I donate that money to charity or something. To put that trophy up, I think that is one of the most sought after trophies in the sport of arm wrestling. Forget hammers. My third place left arm amateur, 80 to 95 kilo. It's just people want it. People are coming after it. I have the elite coming after it. I want to do something special when I put that trophy up for grabs. I want to do something special. Absolutely. Sat the beat. If Levan can't pull Devon, then Dave won't be able to. So we need someone outside PAL, Gennady or Hermes, if he wins 5-0. Yeah, if Hermes smashes Matt Mast, that makes him jump up, and then we've got to start having serious conversations about Hermes. But unfortunately, his last match, we saw him lose in WAL format John versus Travis. You're not getting Travis on a table anytime soon. I would love Travis Page. And Travis Page is always one of the first people I book on any cards, but you're never getting him. You're never getting him on there. Oh, Retro Roster Gaming. He's finally jumped in. So, Retro Roster Gaming. Where do we start with him? 1. If you love old school gaming, go and subscribe to him. He makes awesome videos. They are fantastic videos. They hit me right in the feels. 2, I'm just trying to work out some time and topics for Retro Roster Gaming because he won the 1,000 subscriber, lucky dip thing to come on the show. So I want him, and he's my highest paying Patreon supporter. And now he's just giving me a $20 super chat. If you've got a question, Retro Roster, chuck it in the comments. But if everyone could do me a favor and support this guy, he's been going nuts since the early videos of Aussie ArmWrestler. I want to get him on the podcast so I can just explain to you guys a huge thing that Retro Roster does. So if you can go over there after this and smash that subscribe button to Retro Roster, that would be good. Devin is Undertaker Jack Daniels. I would love to see Devin versus The Undertaker. He's retired. Get him over. Devin versus The Undertaker. Levan is top guy in East Europe. Devin is top. Yeah, we need a match to settle the top one overall. Maxter, absolutely. Then, Maxter, I ask you, what happens if Dave wins? Then it's got to be Dave versus Devin for number 1. Make sure you engrave your name on it first. On my trophy, Jack Daniels, I don't need to. When anyone sees a third place trophy, I have people, I'm so humble, I'm so excited. People send me photos of when they've come third place in their event. They send me photos or they give it a ready bang and make a little video about their movie. You have no idea how excited, how excited I get. Retro Roster was just moving house. We'll organise a time. Awesome. Good. Want you on the show. Good luck with moving house. I couldn't think of anything worse than moving house. Logan Paul versus Jake Paul. Man, no. No. And I say no with disgust because they do nothing for the sport of arm wrestling. They will come in absolutely rob us blind for money that we just don't have in the sport of arm wrestling. And then I'll get to you, Jeff Miller. So they just come in and take all the money and make it all about themselves. No, you need to put the sport of arm wrestling over like Larry Wheels is doing. Although it'd be great for that one hit, so long as they got their ass handed to them. If the Paul brothers came in and got absolutely smashed and some tendon damage done, not like Floyd Mayweather, who hugged him and saved Logan from getting knocked out, then maybe. Super chat, Jeff Miller, thank you very much. Jake, who wins, Zolev or Todd Hutchings? Todd Hutchings, easy. I haven't seen much at the moment, but if you go back, did a predictions video with Uncle John on the whole event. But I'll be on a watch party as well. I'm not sure which watch party I'm jumping on. I've just got to double check. But Zolev versus Todd, I've got Todd Hutchins winning. If he's been training as much as he's training, if not more, I think Todd wins. I think he wins that one for sure. Max Thor, I don't think Igor will put Levan in a match. No, where he can lose, because if Dave beat Levan, everyone will think the West is so far ahead from the East. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's almost becoming a hindrance now that Levan's only going to beat, and that's a shame. Whoever Levan pulls, everyone's going to but he needs to pull Devin. He can pull Monster Michael Todd now, and of course, we would love to see that match. But everyone would be like, but he needs to pull Devin. And that's always going to be hanging over his head. Devin's gone out and proved himself here in the West, and we all love him and we think he's exciting. What do we got? Yeah, Retro Roster, love Toddzilla. Everyone loves Toddzilla. He's been on the show twice and did a watch party with him. I love Toddzilla. Funny guy. Repulsive Gregory, I would watch Devin break Logan's arm. Look, I don't wish pain. I don't wish pain amongst people, but I'd like him to be embarrassed. Maybe not his arm break, but I would love to see him be embarrassed. Logan Paul versus the Aussie ArmWrestler on the left. I can tell you now, in a best of 5, I would win 6-0. I would win easy on the left. To be fair, the Paul brothers, get your names the right way. They're in phenomenal shape, but I would easily beat him on the left. Probably on the right as well. I would easily beat them. If anyone knows him, go show him, tell him to come over. I would easily beat Logan Paul on the left. Like easy. So could you imagine a great puller would do it, would beat them easy. But we've got stat cards. It is all happening. And the sport of arm wrestling is happening. Like if you go to Ermy's channel on the weekend, on June 12th, we've got that mega event happening there. So many big super matches coming. You know, Tom Nelson's coming out of retirement. Derek Smith is taking him on. You know, Chan Shaw's pulling everyone that's around. We're hoping for big matches. You know, Jordan Davis here in Australia just put his name on the map. He had a huge win in a New South Wales tournament. We just need the borders to open up. Retro Wrestler, what is your steroid cycle? The way it works for me is I go to the gym, you know, lift weights, have table time, and then the weekend comes. And if steroid is a Latin word for junk food, then it's every weekend. Man, I hate needles. Like, there's no way I'm taking it. I struggle to take a fish oil tablet. So I wouldn't take steroids. I just couldn't do it. I don't want back knee and things like that. Yeah, and look, these look like arms, but only smaller. Hey? No good. Chan Shaw versus Schoolboy needs to happen. Could happen. Is that the match you want, though, for Schoolboy? I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Do we get Chan Shaw over there? It certainly helped Chan Shaw out, that's for sure. Do we get him over there? I'd be all over it. What do you think the next Great North American super heavyweight is? That's a good question. That's a good question. The next great North American super heavyweight. Look, there's some that are really coming through. Now, I don't know if they're going to be the next superstar. Obviously, Chan Shaw's name gets thrown around. Since he's lost to Ryan Bowen, he's just come in strong. I think he's weighing 242 at the moment. Jordan Sill, who's been hanging around, he likes to be a heavy middleweight. You know, he's taking names, but super heavyweight. Yeah, it's really interesting to see. I know Brandon Alisa had a good round robin win. I know Mike Ayala was a bit sick there, but yeah, that's a really good question there. I might have to think into that one, Zane. Hit me up at the next live stream. Fish. Oh, repulsive gravity. They are massive. They get stuck in your throat. Fish oil pills are huge. Jack Daniels. If Chance wins, maybe he can use the money to buy shirts that actually fit him. I still think because he's gaining, he's still just wearing his old shirts. But at the table, $7.99 super chat. Bang, Aussies all on the creatine. Yeah, the problem here in Australia is we're so far away from everyone, so we can't get all of that stuff. We can't get, you know, or if we do, it's so expensive to get all of that stuff over here. So we can't afford it. Especially arm wrestlers. Some might be able to, but not me. People still going. Chance versus Schoolboy. Go subscribe to Retro Wrestler Gaming and go subscribe to At the Table when you guys get a chance as well. That would be much, much appreciated. The Aussie Arm Wrestler would absolutely love it. Jeff Miller, another one. Chance versus Schoolboy. Corey West, is that the answer to get on the card, or the answer is the next upcoming super heavyweight? He's been great. Yeah, there's heaps. They're all coming, and it's just the sport is getting popular. And bigger guys who aren't really that athletic are just starting to understand that there's a sport for them. And it is arm wrestling. Sucks for people like me, but that's okay. Yeah, Jerry versus Vitali. That's what I've got booked on my show, Benny. Thank you very much. That's what I've got booked on my show. Another one, Chance versus Schoolboy. What else have we got, guys? Give me some dream matchups because I can easily write them all down. And how long were we going for? Jeez, an hour and 5 minutes. We've been going for a bit. What else have we got? What's happening in the future for the Aussie ArmWrestler? Now that I'm monetized, I can bring back some old footage. There will be so much more commentary videos coming. Keep an eye out on this channel. Commentary videos coming galore. It's going to be fantastic. What else have we got going? Guests are going to come back on the podcast. More live streams. Watch parties. This channel is going to be busy. And I love everyone that's got on there. Retro Rice Star. Could Michael Todd beat Dutch at the start of Predator? No one can beat Dutch at the start of Predator. That is the ultimate arm wrestling angle. No one beats Dutch. No one. Ever. In that spot there, in that moment, you could have the Incredible Hulk and Dutch will still hold him. You know, he makes sure Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, just calls him out, saying he's pushing too many pencils. Oh, Jack Daniels, yeah. That's one thing. Oh, Eric Spotto's another good one. That's another one. What have we got? Corey West might not see. That's one thing that I am worried about the bigger guys is their health. I've got a bit of a background in the fitness industry, and I am worried about being big is too big and the things people are putting into their bodies. I am worried about their health. Corey West versus Eric Spotto. Yeah, that'd be an awesome match as well. That would be a huge match. Yeah. Juji versus Tom grudge match. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Can I film a gym workout? Yep, I can, but I would have to... Yeah, I can film a gym workout. Next time I go, I'll show you what I do at the gym. I'll just have to mute it because the music that plays at the gym I go to, all that copyright issues and everything. But yeah, I can definitely do it. Not a problem. Dutch versus Lincoln Hawk. Oh, now you've got me. Dutch versus Lincoln Hawk. That has stumped the Aussie arm wrestler. That is a real good one. Depending on what movie. If they're in Over the Top, I think with the top role, Lincoln Hawk gets him. If they're in the jungle in their movie Predator, Dutch just might have him. He just might have him in that one. You've stumped me there. That is an absolute rip-up from you, Sap. Jeff Miller, hey, people. I hate that I call Devon the GOAT now since Michael Tom beat down. What do you think? Still John? I still think John Brzezink's the GOAT. I think being able to beat people for 25 years straight, the elite of the people that he beat. I thought that the display that Devon showed makes him the best at the moment. I think he's number one at the moment. If he goes on to beat LeVan, that's another question. That's another question how we go from there. That's a really interesting one. I still think John Brzezink's the GOAT at this time, but Devon's probably the only one at this moment that has a chance to take that title away from him. Just some more solid, consistent wins and destroying the best like he did with Michael Todd in that match. Before each exercise, you have to give a ready bang. Absolutely. Retro Roster thinks Lincoln Hall beats Dutch. Benny, 3 weeks. Spread it out. Retro Roster, Dutch's side pressure. Max Law, it's hard to match. Yeah, 25 years. Absolutely. Pro Nation, here we go. Ready bang. Retro Roster, Ryan Bluebum versus your mum. Oh, here in Australia, we love your mum jokes, and it seems to get me every time. My mum wins that match. Absolutely. Wins that match. I think she gets the edge on Ryan Bowen. I think she'll come in and, yeah, she'll be an inside press and just lean everything on there. Yeah, my mum wins that one. Thank you, Retro Roster. John's was the ultimate guy by tournament and super matches. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a huge difference. But then super matches didn't really start until later in the end of John's career. But yeah, at the moment, John is still the GOAT of all time. I think that's just the way it is. Guys, we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes now, so I might just wrap it up. If you've got any last questions in there, like I said, go support Henry Mullet, Retro Roster Gaming, and At the Table. Thank you all for your super chats. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for helping me get monetized. Thank you all for supporting me, whether it's Patreon, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are showing your support. The Aussie ArmWrestler appreciates it. You have no idea how much I am loving this. You have no idea how much fire's been igniting underneath me. Guys, yeah, you guys are just amazing. There is only one way we can end the stream. Ready, bang!